feel like if we play this card right, we've just empowered the whole island to say no to outside money, you know, through a vote. If we can keep empowering people, you're bigger than money. You're bigger than that. You're bigger than this short-term plan they have to employ people for a small amount of time and then leave your island in the dumps. You're bigger than that. If we can keep that message, I feel like not only will that be a really big deal for how these islands view food production, but how they view tourism at the expense of their environment. Why don't we give you jobs feeding your own people, you know? So I feel like if this whole trend of empowerment is maybe a really big deal, that in 10 years, if we keep on this train, we could have some pretty amazing things going on here.
I couldn't make it, I was too sick, but I watched it on YouTube, and it was Alika Atai giving a little talk to people about the petition that they were going to start to collect signatures for this initiative, and it was like a snowball. I was on the couch, and I just remember him just getting inside of me and motivating me and waking me up, and just, I mean, I remember crying, and I watched it over and over. I posted it on Facebook. And Alika just shook me, and I just said, you know, I gotta get off this couch, I gotta get out and do some stuff. And the person that I met in the movement was Autumn. She's the one when I was saying, how can I get a petition, how can I get involved, you know, what can I do, because I missed all the organizational meetings. Autumn was the one that stepped up, put that petition in my hand. I saw her with Mana the first day, and I remember thinking, my God, if this woman can, you know, juggle motherhood and activism, so can I.
Our whole movement is about being honest and about getting the facts out and having an honest conversation about the direction that we want our island to go in, and specifically our food system and our ag system and the way our land is being used. And that stuff doesn't fit in a TV ad. So you go to people's doors. Community,
with money.
Community, yeah. And you can't buy that stuff, you know. You can pretend. But you can't come from the mainland or with big shiny commercials and be community. You just can't. So that's a really big deal. That's like one of the biggest. That's the whole overlying success story. Is we just proved again you can't buy that kind of stuff. But for us, the problem is bigger than that. So how do you educate the public with no money in a way that doesn't fit? Even if you had the money, doesn't fit in advertising.
You know, throughout we were sign waving, grassroots style. You can't always have money to go buy ads and all that stuff, so we would sign wave. And Autumn would kind of canvas and let us know what the issues were of all the people in the community that she would talk to, and we would turn that into signs and banners and then go sign wave it so that it would spread like fire to the other people driving in cars.
You can't produce a television commercial and get it on the air in a day. We can, however, spread a bunch of signs on my lawn and roller paint over them and change the message, and then have sign waivers out the next day addressing those kind of things. So I feel like in that sense, our lack of like a concrete organization and our lack of funding made us get creative and figure out how do we talk to the most amount of people with no money. And people are smarter than you give them credit for. Once you give them the facts, and you leave them with a couple sheets of paper to look over, they want to know, especially when there's a big vote coming up and they have to make a decision. And they see stuff on TV and they know that that's not really the whole story, but they don't really know where to get the information. Yeah, people are smarter than I think political ads give them credit for.
Well, number one, people were involved in the political process. And as long as we are members of the current political process of the United States government, we're going to have to take a part in it, because ignoring it and not being engaged in it hasn't gotten us anywhere. So now we've tried this avenue of, well, okay, let's try to dance their dance and join the political conversation. I've never felt more in line with how I'm supposed to be as a person in a body on Earth now than I am now in Maui. I feel like I'm actually living how I'm supposed to live, doing what I'm supposed to do, answer my call, however you want to call it. But I just felt like in line and connected. So, you know, my whole life I think I've been trying to find that. When you feel like you're in the right place at the right time, doing what you're supposed to be doing. I've never felt that, you know, before.
I really like this person-to-person communication thing. you know. I really like the way this works, because not only can you get your message across in a whole way, and not wait for media to butcher it, or to turn it all around on you. You can get it across in a way that you can own, and you can get instant feedback from those who you're talking to.
This issue brought our community talking. Suddenly, you know, instead of having my head down thinking, what do I need from the market, you know, I would be looking around for eye contact to talk about what's happening in Maui. And it's just a whole mindset shift. Start talking about GMOs, but then next thing you're talking about water and what's happening with the water being rerouted and stolen and all these other issues. And it's like we kind of got each other's attention going now. I hope this is just the start. I hope we have a whole list of things to get through to kind of make things right as they should be here.
I would like to see a lot more of us, and by us I mean people that have been fighting the problem for the last year, spending a lot more time on the solution, which means not going to Safeway unless they have a really good local produce selection. I see us creating a lot more avenues for people to buy local food. I see us being really active in legislation to change the way that land is used, you know, and it makes it available for young people who want to farm. I see the sovereignty movement and the environmental movement working very, very closely together.
I think at the end of the day, the world wants to see us evict Monsanto and Dow, and it's this, it's the whole feeling about how corporations have taken over certain parts of the world, and people need to get back to the inner goodness I think that we all have. I think it's just taking a second to just care. You know, and that's the common thread that I noticed about everyone in the movement is just this, they just legitimately cared for whatever reason. That everyone was placing something else beyond themselves as a priority, whether it be the greater good of the community, whether it be health, whether it be environmental, that it was about that, not about them.
A really important part of that, by taking your power and your government back, and bringing it back to home rule, you know?
And Maui really was a life dream for us to be here. So you want to protect and nurture and love that place that feels so special to you. And I think other people feel the same way. It's special. It needs to be protected.
Yes, to protect our aina, protect our drinking water, protect our ocean, protect our food source, and most especially, protect our children and family. Aloha aina, malama pono. Please, kokua, vote yes, 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 yes.
So I think, yeah, the world wants love to win, and I do too. And cut!